that like button. Yeah, I don't think we talked about this Kyren Lacey situation enough, man. We need more people in here. You need to take me out the basement, man. We finished the month of September. We ain't talking about white on white crime no more, YouTube. Come on now. We got bigger fish to fry, man. Put me in the algorithm shit. Yeah, we got to discuss this Kyren Lacey situation further, man, because I don't think people get it. A lot of people were still shocked and surprised. Like, yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all this, right? JB, Project B, we back. What it is. I don't be surprised about nothing that goes on in this corrupt ass system. Nothing. You know what I mean? Side of the system always been right. Like I told y'all, and like I've been telling y'all for the longest time. It's like, yo, even before the Diddy case, before this Kyren Lacey situation, I've been telling y'all and trying to warn y'all about this system and how it works. Like, yo, people look at the Kyren Lacey situation, right, and think it's a miscarriage of justice. But yo, this is shit. It's how they wanted it to work. Predatory, man. They target who they want. In that situation, they wanted Kyren Lacey. The fuck's they riding crazy? Yeah, it is, man. Shit flawed as a bitch. Like, I really been sitting back like, dang, yo, they really did Joe like that. But like, it's not surprising. It just shows that, yo, they don't give a fuck who you is. As long as you black. You know what I mean? You can be a black and poor. You can be a black thousandaire, millionaire, even a billionaire. Man, them motherfuckers, if they want you, they gonna come after you, man. Like, yo, that man literally played no role in the accident. They trying to say that something that he did 200 yards away caused an accident. Yo, get the fuck out of here, man. What the fuck can you do 200 yards away to cause an accident? Driving wise. Like, you talking about 200 yards going at 40, 50 miles an hour. I'm sure some adjustments could have been made in that time frame. Talking about he was in the wrong lane. He was in the passing lane and he passed 4 vehicles. He's in the non-passing lane and passed 4 vehicles, and that caused an accident to happen 200 yards away. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. That shit was bogus. They did that boy dirty, man. And then people like to say, you know, well, his family can sue you, but what the fuck does that do? They ain't gonna bring that boy back. And it's easy to say that, you know, maybe he should have just waited it out, got vindicated. But I think shorty from Louisiana, they ain't even vindicate C murder yet. This murder been locked up for 20 fucking years. Everybody saying he ain't do it. Louisiana just dirty. The whole system is dirty. But like I said the other day, Louisiana and Florida and probably shit, a lot of them southern states, man, even shit, I can't. The whole system is dirty. I got done dirty in Maryland. Yeah, man. It's fucked up, yo. Man literally lost his life, yo, on a lie. On a lie that was pushed through media, pushed through social media. You know, people watch things that their name is in. You know what I mean? Ain't no telling what videos he watched. And then everybody ain't as strong as, you know, the next person. Like I told you, what you can endure, the next person probably can't. It's people out here that'll be distraught by losing a family pet. Call out for work. There's people out here that lost family members, the gun violence, friends, countless, the gun violence, and they still get up every day and go to work and smile. Still be productive. And then some people that go through that and can't. They turn to drugs. It's just not fair, to put your expectations or your level of strength on the next person. Because the lawyer was even saying, I think he'd have been vindicated at his arraignment. Yeah, but that ain't necessarily true. I told you, them people can get a indictment on any mother. What's up, Deborah? Them people can get an indictment on anybody. Because when you go to the grand jury, when the case goes to the grand jury, there's no defense. It's just whatever the prosecution is saying. They need to fix the grand jury proceedings. Grand jury proceedings need to be the defense and the prosecution. Argue the case in front of the grand jury first, before you come down with charges. That's what the fuck they need to do. If you want the system to start working better, I think that'll help. But I don't think they want the system to work better. They want the system just how it is. Like, how much sense do that even make? The secure indictment in front of the grand jury. All you got is a one-sided argument. Yo, that is a very low bar, man. What's up, Clemson? That is a very low bar, man. For the United States to have this system that we call it the justice system, and we praise it above every other country's system, you would think the easiest thing to do would be, before you get an indictment, well, let the defense and the prosecution argue this indictment before they determine that they got enough evidence. Then, if the indictment is secured, then you fight it in trial. I don't know. I'm just trying to make this shit make sense. That man really killed himself, man, over some shit that ain't even happened. Because more than likely, and that's the thing, when you got them cars that stand out. They seen that car in the goddamn vicinity. When it was right by LSU campus, they said, oh shit, that's Kyren Lacey. We're gonna put a case on him. You don't like his ass anyway. Shit fucked up. Then with somebody like his situation, what's up, Siobhan? Somebody in his situation who, I think he from there. He had everything, he had his whole life ahead of him. Scholarships, maybe endorsements. Well, not scholarships, but going to the NFL, endorsements. Probably hella business opportunities. Yo, when they put that case on, man, that shit fucked up everything. Vehicular homicide. Now, I know that people have came from it. Dante Starberg reported a vehicular homicide and came home. But Shorty might not even know that. You know what I mean? Young. Probably was young as shit when Dante Starberg reported that case. But it ruined his career. He was never the same player after that. He's never the same player after that. I'm sure he lost millions of dollars. I'd be trying to raise awareness of how this system runs, man. It's dirty, man. It should need to be gutted. Man. They send you through the ringer before you come on trumped up charges or just being arrested unjustly. I mean, people be saying, I told you I covered a case out of Baltimore, the Harlem 3, where they said, and this was in the 80s. I I think the 80s. Yeah, this was in the 80s. Where they said that these kids robbed somebody with a starter jacket. Yo, they coerced all the witnesses. It was one shooter. They coerced all the witnesses to the point where now they saying there was 3 people involved. But these witnesses was kids. They all got interviewed without their parents. And these men did 30-something years in prison behind that shit. It's on my page. Look it up. It's just sad as a bitch. They did 30-something years in prison. Who the fuck got time to have to go through all of that, man? Just to get vindicated. One of the guys was talking about how all his family died. And the family that he do got, he's like, I ain't got no connection to these people. I don't even know these people. I ain't seen them in 30-something years. They wasn't coming to visit me. My immediate family, his immediate family that was coming to visit him, making sure he was straight in there, was all dead. So they award them a couple $1 million. Yeah, but that don't change the situation. Like, we need a faster process. Suppose he got arrested. Got found guilty. You know, because there's a chance that they wouldn't even have produced this evidence in trial. They do withhold evidence. You know what I mean? Then after further investigation from his defense team, they find this video maybe 3 years down the line that vindicate him. By that point, everything is over. Career crash. What they gonna give him? A couple $100,000, $1 million, $2 million? Yeah, but you got. How do you value that? A couple dollars versus a couple dollars, a couple $1 million, and not being able to do what you love, versus doing what you love and then making the money that way. It's just fucked up, y'all. And I haven't even heard no apology. We haven't even heard from the police officer. Like, yo, hold up, yo, what the fuck is going on with this cop? What's up with y'all? What's the status on this cop that coerced that witness? Let's see what they saying in New Orleans. What's up, kid? Charlene. Did the news, what the fuck, they ain't report on?
That's right. So Kyren Lacey's attorney says that he looked at every piece of evidence, including surveillance video, body cam footage, and the investigative report by the Lafourche Parish District Attorney's Office. During that interview shared with us by Homa TV, the attorney says reports between the District Attorney's Office and state police do not add up. During a recent interview on Homa TV, former LSU football star Kyren Lacey's attorney, Matt Ory, says data and surveillance video shows Lacey was more than 70 yards away from a collision on State Highway 20 in Lafourche Parish that killed 78-year-old Herman Hall in December of 2024.
At the time of impact, he's 72.6 yards behind the vehicles at the time of impact.
Following that wreck, Lacey was accused of being at fault for the crash and turned himself in to state police in January on counts of negligent homicide, felony hit and run, and reckless operation of a vehicle. At the time of his arrest, Louisiana State Police stated that Lacey, who was driving a green Dodge Charger, illegally passed multiple vehicles, causing a vehicle traveling in the opposite direction to avoid Lacey by swerving and crashing head-on into the vehicle that Herman Hall was a passenger in. Ori says Lacey was too far away to have any effect on the crash.
Kyren Lacey did in fact pass four course. There's no disputing that. Further north, Kyren Lacey passed four course. However, he was back in his lane of travel, 92.3 yards. Back in his lane, behind.
Like there was no way he could have caused that accident. So what they saying is, a car coming from the in the other direction, seeing him from 2 football fields away, and in order to avoid him, crashed into oncoming traffic. Yo, but he was already in his lane for damn near a football field. So there's no way he caused that fucking accident. But I told y'all these police forces clout chase, just like niggas on the internet, clout chase. You know, we can build this up, build this story up, let it gain more media attention. If we just blame fuck him, you know what I mean? They ain't think he was gonna kill himself. That's fucked up though. They did that to that boy, man. But I want to know what happened next.
Mr. Hall.
In a statement sent to WWL Friday night, Louisiana State Police said in response to the Homa TV interview in part, investigative findings revealed that Mr. Lacey's reckless driving while approaching oncoming traffic led to the events of the crash.
The very last line of the report.
So they standing on it. Yo, so they standing on it, man. Yo, fuck is you talking about, man? You must don't know, man, shit. Innocent people plead guilty to crimes they ain't commit, bro. All the time. You know what I mean? All the time. It's pressure, yo. Pressure busts pipes, man. Everybody can't handle pressure. Everybody can't handle slander. You know, people kill themselves from being slandered. It happens. You can't just make a blanket statement and say that innocent people don't kill themselves. That's stupidity. I know. I told you in my case. Well, I don't know. You probably knew that. But the motherfucker pled guilty to a crime they ain't commit. Got sentenced for it. Didn't commit it. So it happens, man. It happens. Can't just say innocent people don't kill themselves. Shit, yeah, the fuck they do. Innocent people plead guilty to crimes they ain't committing, all that, man. It happens. More than often.
Report from the district attorney's office says the evidence submitted in the crash report does not support that Kyren Lacy should have known that his actions were the cause of the crash that happened approximately 72 yards in front of him.
Ori suggests a state trooper was trying to influence one witness on how to describe the crash. But during that exchange, the witness involved in the crash can be heard blaming another driver who is not Lacy before the state trooper redirects the conversation to Lacy's Charger.
The lady in the back of me, she didn't show what's happening. That's how she called directly. She was right in the back of me.
So, but the Charger was coming right at you, correct? And that's why you had to slam on your brake, head on with you. So yeah, just make sure you include that, and that's very important.
Lacy, one of LSU's top wide receivers set to enter this year's NFL draft, took his own life with a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
And the news didn't even play the most important part. So they still playing dirty games. The most important part about what he said was, I ain't had to slam on brakes. Like, yeah, he came at me head on, but he never felt in danger because he got back in his lane. So the news still playing dirty tricks. Why, if you're gonna play that part, why not play the part where he say, yeah, but I ain't had to slam on brakes. You know, I ain't scared of nothing. Basically saying that, yeah, he was coming head on at one point, but my life was never in danger to the point I thought I had to slam on brakes or anything like that. He been got back into his lane. So they standing on it. Just saying, yo, it's a predatory, dirty system, and it's working just how they want it to work. They seen that boy call on that camera, and they seen fucking stars. Like, oh shit, we can get his ass. Even if you'd have got vindicated, they made the headlines. You know, muddied his image, fucked up his money, downed his draft stock. Shit crazy. So what it is? It's dirty game, man. Dirty game. That shit fucked up though. Like people need to be holding that officer accountable. For real. Like he needs some type of charges, man. Falsifying evidence, coercing a witness, something. He killed himself 2 days before his court date. Alright. That shit crazy. Yeah, yo, you know, you remember the narrative that was spent? The narrative that was spent was he caused the crash. But they made it sound like he was actively involved. You know, they charged him with a hit and run. Like he hit somebody, it caused somebody to die, and he left. But that's not actually what happened though. Actually what happened, he wasn't even involved in the crash at all. And whatever moves he did make was 200 yards before the crash actually happened. So how can you then say whatever he did 200 yards prior played a role in the accident that happened 200 yards later? That shit don't even make sense. Then you hear the witness say, man, the other girl caused the crash. She was in back of me. She caused the crash. And then you hear the officer tell the witness what to say. It's fucked up. But this is the system, it's how it always works. I just be trying to highlight it for the supporters of it. Yeah, man, the people that support this shit. Influence prosecutions happen every day. Malicious prosecutions happen every day. People is wrongfully convicted every day. Evidence is withheld every day. This is what the fuck happens, man. Every day. Somebody getting railroaded by this dirty ass system that people praise. And they say, you know, well, it ain't perfect. Yeah, but it can be better. It can be better. Like I said, just the fact that you can secure an indictment without a defense argument is enough. They can indict any one of us right now. All you gotta do is go to a grand jury and present a case. That shit ain't gotta be true. You know what I mean? It ain't gotta be true because there's nobody to refute it. To highlight the inconsistencies. You understand what I'm saying? Because, y'all, everybody can't take pressure, man. I just told y'all, dude in my case pled guilty to a murder he ain't commit. Yo, pressure bust pipes, man. That shit real. It's real, man. I've been saying it for so long just because of my situation and how I seen what they do. They lie. They lie about evidence. They say they got evidence that kind of corroborates their sequence of events. Come to find out the evidence wasn't nowhere around and it was tampered with. Like, yo, this is what they do, man. Everybody can't take that shit, man. You gotta realize he was a young kid. He getting slandered. He probably never been through nothing like that. He getting slandered on the news. He getting slandered in the blogs. They talking bad about him, how he ruined his career. Probably he just couldn't take it. Just couldn't take it, man. It's fucked up. But he shouldn't have had to go through none of that. You know, if the investigation was handled properly, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Wouldn't even be having this conversation. Yeah, man, that shit fucked up, man. But I just wanted to show y'all this is what happens, man. That's why when I cover these cases, yo, I very seldom take the prosecution side. Very seldom. I don't think I ever did it. I always take the side of the defense. Because the prosecution is more likely, to me, the prosecution is more likely to lie than the defense is. Come on, bro. Come on, yo. What the fuck are you doing, man? Go, bro. What the fuck? I don't need to see my truck up this bitch, bro. They always doing some dumbass shit. There you go. But y'all just got to work. Yeah, they did him dirty, man. That's all you need to know, for real. They lied. They coerced witnesses. They lied on the police report. They lied in the media. So what they saying is, don't you know how on certain lanes on certain highways where the lines, you got lines where you can cross over into the other lane, and then you got lines where you can't. So 200 yards away, he passed 4 vehicles in a no pass lane. But that was 200 miles away. There's no way that by him doing that, it caused the accident 200 miles later. You understand what I'm saying? Then you got the witness who they was just talking to explained to the police that, yo, the girl behind me caused the accident. But the cop tried to get him to admit that by what Kyren Lacey did, it caused him to have to slam on brakes. He said, no, I didn't. I ain't never had to slam on brakes. He wasn't that, you know, I seen him, but he was far away. Yeah, they did Diddy foul. Yo, but I talked about Diddy yesterday, for real. Diddy got sentenced for domestic violence. I want to see my truck up this bitch. But yo, let me see what's going on in here. Make sure I hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Never there, keep what you need.